Hey guys, it's your girl Jennifer, aka Low Angel, aka Diamond Serenity. And today I'm going to be talking to you guys about a topic that has always been on my mind, and it's basically about, you know, ignorant people having their own opinions but don't want to take the time to find the facts to, back up their opinions. But first off, let me start off by saying my name is Jennifer, and I'm Nigerian. I was born in Nigeria, but I came here when I was 7. But what pisses me off is when people are like, "Oh, it's Nigeria." When you guys want to go to school, because I understand you guys don't have cars, but when you guys want to go to school, do you guys ride um camels and lions and zebras to school? It's like, who does that? Even in like places that are really poor, like India, they don't even write stuff like that. But people always come up to me and they're like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm Nigerian." And when I actually break it down to them and tell them, I'm Nigerian, they're like, "Really?" Like they have the most awkward look on their face, like, "Oh my God, I can't believe she's Nigerian." And I always ask them, I'm like, why? Like, why do you feel that I can't be Nigerian? And they're like, oh, because I didn't think Nigerian people were pretty, or I didn't think, I mean, you look healthy. I'm like, really? Like, who says stuff like that? Like, I had this one girl come up to me, and she was like, oh, what are you? I was like, I'm Nigerian. She's like, oh, I would have never guessed. And she took like a whole hour, trying to figure out how I could possibly be Nigerian. And I told her, and I was like, why do you feel like I'm not Nigerian? And she was like, oh, because you look like you could be like Dominican, Jamaican, Virgin Islands, And I was like, okay, I mean, thanks, but no. And I asked her, I was like, oh, what's wrong with being African? She was like, oh, African people are just, poor and wretched and, broke and just black and they're illiterate. And I was like, are you serious? I was like, what made you come up with that assumption? And she was like, oh, well, it's based on what they show on TV. And at that point, I was like, I can't blame her for saying stuff like that because when people want to do like documentaries or stuff about like other cultures, they go to poor parts. And what I'm trying to like break down for people is Africa is a continent. And Africa, there's a whole bunch of countries there. And yes, you have your poor part and you have your rich part. And basically, where I'm from is the rich part, and we are known for oil and we are known for our riches. So it's like when people sit there and they just, judge it and be like, Africa is this or Africa is that, it's like, why can't you just take the time, go on Google or Wikipedia and look up the information before you start talking about it? Like, I had this one guy come up to me. He was like, oh, I heard you guys, keep hyenas as pets. And I was like, really? We keep hyenas as pets? Like, who keeps hyenas as pets? And I understand people have like their opinions about places, but I feel like if you're gonna judge something or judge somebody, at least try to look into it before you make your own assumptions. Like, it's the same thing, People talk about Haiti a lot, and they're like, oh, Haiti people are this, Haiti people are that, but at the same time, it's like they do have good people in Haiti, and they do have nice places in Haiti. For instance, their White House, before it got destroyed, was really nice, but people don't take the time to look at it, but they want to sit there and judge it. But my question is, people sit there and they talk about Africa a lot, but if Chris Brown was from Africa, everybody would be like, oh, Africa's the best place to be, Africa's the best place to go, you know, whatever. But you don't want to, like, actually see what Africa is about. Like, my thing is, like, basically, people should take the time out to research, or take a trip down to Africa or like Nigeria or Ghana or Johannesburg. Take a trip down there, see it for yourself. Then you can make your own opinion based on what you see. So basically, it just frustrates me. I try so hard not to get mad at people when they say stuff like that, but it really does suck and it really does hurt at times when people are like, oh, Africa is this or Africa is that or Africa is this. But the thing is, you've never been there, so how can you sit there and talk about a place that you've never been to? Like, that's just being stupid to me. So I feel like people should, learn how to read. That's why we got Google and Wikipedia and maps and everything. Learn how to read, research stuff about a certain place or country before you talk negative about it. So yeah, hope this video, gave you guys some wisdom or like some encouragement. And let me know what you think. Bye.